a massive problem that I've seen in people that are struggling with their healthier lifestyle change and or their weight loss, because those are not necessarily the same thing or hand in hand, is that they are people pleasing. They are too worried about opinions. And this is one of the unexpected questions that I got from people years and years ago, and I still continue to get it, is how did I lose the weight of the opinions? And I learned the hard way firsthand that just because you're in shape or just because you might be, quote, more physically attractive to a certain demographic of people does not mean that people are going to treat you nicer or more fairly, or what people have termed a pretty girl syndrome. So it doesn't mean automatic approval or liking. So I had to really honestly realize that, and it really comes with the street cred experience. You get used to it. You get used to people just being people and not liking you, or just personally not treating you favorably, which is fine. And you got to understand that there's always those people out there. You're never going to be liked by everybody. You're not supposed to be liked by everybody. If you are, you're doing something wrong. There's some part of you that's not being shown or being truthful about. There's some aspects of your personality that's being suppressed. There's something there that is just kind of going to the wayside. So I cuss a shit ton, sometimes on YouTube, sometimes I don't. It honestly just depends on how I'm naturally talking. But usually if you're following me on social media, you know I cuss. I've had nasty comments thrown at me for that. I've had nasty comments thrown at me for my makeup and my hair and the fact that I'm a weight loss expert and everything like that. But here's the deal. I had nasty comments thrown at me even when I was heavier. I used to have to change in the showers of the girls' locker room in middle school, because if I changed in front of people, they would point and laugh and make nasty, sarcastic remarks about my physicality and how I looked and everything. So I used to actually go change in the showers at the locker room. And even when I lost weight, I still continued that because I have a little bit of loose skin and I didn't want people seeing it and making comments about it. But I grew out of that over time. It's like now I don't give a shit who sees it. Anybody I've ever dated has seen it, and they've seen my stretch marks, my tiger stripes, and maybe I'll get it removed one day, maybe I won't, but but whether I do or not, that's a personal choice. So because you are who you are, and that's not necessarily something that needs to be fixed. You'll hear this concept happen in the business world where some people will try to tell you that you need to be a certain way, more feminine or more masculine, in order to make sales. But I personally know multimillionaires who are either or, and they're female or male, and or they're part of the LGBTQ community and identify another way. So I know that's not true. I know you can be yourself personality wise, and that doesn't mean that needs fixing. That's not the area that you should be overly concerned about or anything, but you will evolve over time. Like, you'll evolve in your opinions and your likes and your dislikes and your perceptions of the world. And that's honestly you. That's still very personal to you. There's nothing wrong there. And a lot of the time when people are starting to live a different lifestyle than their friends or their social circles, even if they are a 6-7+ figure business owner, they'll start having these qualms of, well, do I go leave this and find other people? And you will find people who match your new lifestyle, and that's not something to be afraid of. And here's the deal: if somebody actually cares about you, they will want you to be the healthiest version of yourself, whether you're dating them, married to them, socially with them, or whatever. And if they don't, they don't. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but once you accept it for what it is and move on and move forward and keep putting your foot forward every day in the ways that you want to, it does get easier. It does get easier over time, like I see a lot of people get tripped up and they'll really let negative comments and people just weigh on them. But at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do, and you can't be overly concerned with what somebody perceives you as. And there's a ton of misconceptions about fitness and health. And you know, it's just one of those areas that's very taboo for a lot of people. But if somebody is jumping down your throat and misjudging you and misjudging why you're doing something, that doesn't have anything to do with you. It has everything to do with them as a person. And once you realize that, it's easier to move forward. I'm not saying it is the easiest thing in the world, especially when you know them, especially when you've had some sort of relationship with them. But it does get easier over time, over the years, over the decades. It's been 15 years since I've lost weight. So I have heard and seen it all from people, and people will be people, but you are you. And that is okay. If you need one-on-one guidance and mentorship and support in overcoming your obstacles and overcoming your lifestyle change barriers, and so that way you can lose weight and in a sustainable way with a murder mystery, then DM me on Instagram at Ashley Core for VIP. I have only 5 spots available every 90 days. The next cohort starts May 1st. We won't run till August 1st. All of my current clientele phase out by that first week of May, so I'm looking to take on 5 more people for my VIPers inside the Diet Killer plan. If that's something that interests you and this is an area you are struggling hardcore with, then you will love having that one-on-one support and real-life application hot seat calls that I do inside the program together for every week for 90 days. So DM me VIP on Instagram at Ashley Korf if you're even remotely interested because of the limited availability, and I'll catch you later.